Why, hello there! More storms are in the forecast today as an outflow boundary pushes southeast, expanding the chance of rain to more sections of Texas. Let's talk about who may get a gully washer in this Tuesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hello. It is Tuesday, the 12th of August, 2025. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy in Chief David Reimer. I want to take a opportunity in a moment here to say thank you for taking time out of your busy days to pop on in here to Baldy and Chief Land as we talk a little bit about the Texas weather and what has undoubtedly been one of the busier summers we've dealt with in quite a while. I'm trying to think back and remember when I dealt with baseball-sized hail in early August in Texas, and it's been a while. So that's what we dealt with yesterday in parts of the panhandle of Texas. Let's get into it. Here's the high-res rapid refresh model going through today. You can see, guess what? We are likely to see at least isolated to scattered thunderstorms. Permian Basin, parts of the Concho Valley, maybe the Big Country, North Texas, Central Texas, South Central Texas, the Hill Country, into parts of East Texas, Southeast Texas. Some of that is thanks to tropical moisture and your typical diurnal pop-up thunderstorms. Some of it is thanks to an outflow boundary left over by storms produced overnight into this morning that pushed into North Texas and the Big Country. That outflow boundary or wind shift line is going to keep moving south, and that's going to be a focal point for new stormy development heading into this afternoon. Now, unlike yesterday, I think the risk of severe storms is lower. I don't think we're going to have baseball-sized hail flying out of these things, but any of these storms will produce dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning, very heavy rainfall that could result in localized flash flooding, the potential for gusty winds over 50 miles an hour, and of course, dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning. And yes, sirree, Bob, you know what time it is. When thunder roars, get your kiester indoors. Activity will tend to diminish during the late evening and overnight hours, unlike last night and this morning, but we are probably going to see another round of pop-up storms tomorrow afternoon across the same regions, maybe a bit further south across the southern half of Texas, and then it kind of expanding up into East Texas, Northeast Texas. So definitely, you know what, it'll at least give you a break from the heat. If you get one of these storms nearby, it'll knock your temperature down to the 70s, but of course then it'll be humid. So it's a trade-off, right? Again, you could get a quick couple inches of rain out of that activity, by the way, if it pop up and sits on you for a while. Wildfire danger across the state over the next few days. We're looking at moderate to locally high fire danger. Again, grasses have been drying out pretty quickly with the triple-digit temperatures, so please don't set your county on fire. Out into the Atlantic and what is likely going to become our big story over the upcoming week, not for here in Texas, but just weather-wise in the United States outside of wildfires, will be Erin. Tropical Storm Erin continues to quickly move west at 23 miles an hour. That's quite fast for a tropical cyclone. Located now at 17.2 degrees north and 36.3 degrees west. Erin will continue moving west over the next couple of days, maybe a little further southwest today before beginning to turn more west and eventually west-northwest as we go through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Intensity guidance does continue to suggest a favorable atmosphere for Erin to intensify, with Erin expected to become a hurricane by Thursday and a major hurricane as we go into the weekend. A major hurricane being defined as winds of 115 miles per hour or higher, Category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson wind scale. Now, a lot of y'all probably looking at this map being like, Now, there's still plenty of variables out here in long-range weather model land. This track is uncertain for sure. Still, decent chance this is going to turn north before impacting the eastern United States, but when exactly that north turn will occur is going to be dictated by the strength of the upper-level high pressure and exactly where those features are positioned heading into the weekend and early next week. So definitely worth keeping an eye on the Atlantic seaboard of the United States, the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, and Bermuda. Really, there is very little chance this thing is able to make it anywhere near the Gulf, and we expect no impacts here in Texas from Erin. We'll be watching, though, with interest. Here's a look at the upper level air map over the next several days from the European weather model. You can see, first off, you can see Erin out there as we get towards early next week, a very intense hurricane being depicted by the European weather model beginning to make that northward turn east of the Bahamas, but exactly where that occurs clearly is going to be a factor in exactly what impacts the United States, the Bahamas, Bermuda have to deal with. Rip currents, oh yeah, they're going to be going sky high, the risk will be at least, across the entire Atlantic-facing side of the coast heading into next week. Here in Texas, you can see, I mean, there's no real spooky spaghetti-o heat dome signature setting up. We definitely do have a summer-like pattern, but, well, it's not a super strong area of high pressure, which is why we're still able to sneak in these pop-up shower and storms, or legitimately yesterday we had legit supercells in the panhandle, which, again, early August, not usual, doesn't make me happy, but Mama Nature gonna do what Mama Nature's gonna do. So, no big pattern changes over the next week here in Texas, just the, well, kind of modest shifts between where that heat dome sets up. It does look like we will at least see a little bit of intensification of that over us heading towards the weekend, which means we'll see temperatures go up and probably at least, well, widespread rain chances go down. Taking a look at the longer range European weather model. Again, here's through the weekend. We're probably going to see the opportunity for pop-up afternoon showers and storms continue near the Texas Gulf Coast, and then the possibility of pop-up showers and storms across the western third of Texas. Monsoonal flow and the lack of that heat dome going yippity, yippity, yippity-doo, because it's not super strong. It's not going to be potent enough to suppress the chance for showers and storms. So we'll probably continue to see that every afternoon and evening for the foreseeable future, heading through late week, the weekend, and early next week. And remember, most folks probably won't get rain on any given day, but if you end up under one of these storms, you're going to get a quick inch or two of rain, probably. They're efficient rainfall producers. High temperature forecast for today, looking like 80s, Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas. It's actually below average for this time of year. 96 El Paso, southeastern half of the state. We're looking at 90s with triple digits along with south of a line from Del Rio to San Antonio to Corpus Christi. And again, if you get a pop-up storm near you this afternoon, well, you'll get knocked back in the 70s for a while. Enjoy. Tomorrow, same story for temperatures in the triple-digit line, except we'll be back up into the 80s and 90s for the Panhandle, West Texas, Big Country. And a warming trend definitely continuing as we move through the week. Thursday, near 100 in Amarillo, Northwest Texas, the Big Country, Texoma, North Texas, all the way down I-35 through Central Texas, South Central Texas, upper 90s to triple digits. We're looking at 105 in Laredo, 101 in San Antonio del Rio, 96 in El Paso out in the borderland, 91 in Alpine in the Davis Mountains. We're looking at about 97 in Houston, 92 in Beaumont, 96 in Texarkana. On Friday, same story. We're really going to be back up in the upper 90s to low triple digits. Heat index values, especially across the eastern half of the state, will be about 5 degrees above the actual air temperature. And then, as we go into Saturday, you can see highs mostly in the 90s across Texas with triple digits across the Rio Grande Plains and South Texas. Long-range outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. It's summer. Above average looking likely, so it's going to stay hot. Precipitation chances, I mean, it's not looking drier than usual, so we might keep these daily pop-up showered storm chances in the monsoon going, especially across western parts of Texas, which means, yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, when thunder roars, get your kiester indoors. And be mindful of the fact of blowing dust, grass fires from lightning, and locally heavy rain. That'll be it for your Texas Weather Roundup on this Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on things and have updates this afternoon and evening as the pop-up stormies get going. Remember, most folks probably won't get stormed on today, but there's at least a decent shot some of y'all will. So when thunder roars, go indoors, and please be mindful that there may be some localized flooding issues where we get a quick couple inches of rain out of these downpours. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. You can find us on the web, texasstormchasers.com. Have an amazing Tuesday. Stay cool. God bless.